Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Today in Days of Our Lives, Gabi confesses everything during the press conference. Nicole walks out on EJ, Eric prepares to leave Salem, Bobby plays with Jada, and Connie envisions a future with Lee. Bobby tells a doubtful Jada in his hospital room that Gil was not Lee's ultimate killer. He didn't see the murder, but he did see who committed it. He took over for a spell after he and Everett relocated to Salem. Bobby remembers, but Everett doesn't. He doesn't know the person's name, though, and feigns exhaustion when Jada pursues for additional details. He smirks and says they'll talk about it further tomorrow. Connie uses keys to go inside the apartment where Lee died. She recalls stabbing him and blames Gabi. While wiping away tears, she hears a voice say, "But Gabi isn't the one who stabbed me." Is she? Lee smirks from the kitchen table. Connie embraces him, relieved he's still alive. He pushes her away, telling her he's as dead as they come. Which she should know, given that she is the one who killed him. Connie recalls stabbing Lee, but says no one else knows. She sighs as she puts her head against Phantom Lee's chest. What happened will remain between them forever. Connie remembers their first amazing date but wonders why he did not call her back. "Because I thought you were crazy," the imagined Lee deadpans. She exclaims that she is not. She just wants to stay close to him forever. She is in the apartment where he resided and passed away. So sentimental, he plainly states. She pledges to exact revenge on everyone who is to fault for his death. When he is ultimately avenged, they will be able to live happily ever after. She gets up to leave, assuring him that when she returns, they will watch Dateline. Riley scrunching his brow, imagined Lee waggles his fingers goodbye. Gabi declares during the press conference that Eric is Jude's father. As everyone reacts, Rafe takes Gabi aside and tells her this is not the place. Gabi responds that it's the ideal location, and she can back up her statements. Stefan tells her not to do so, and EJ attempts but fails to conclude the news conference. Nicole demands to know where Gabi received her alleged information. "My husband told me," Gabi insists. EJ fumes. Stefan stammers when Nicole demands an answer. "Are you going to call me a liar in front of all these people, sweetheart?" Gabi asks with a chilly tone. Stefan is taken aback and confirms Gabi's accusations. Gabi also mentions that Stefan saw the initial DNA test. "I'm sorry, EJ," Stefan replies truly. "Damn you," he sneers back. When Nicole weepily apologizes to EJ, Gabi exclaims, "He already knew." Nicole fiercely asks her husband whether this is real. Journalists continue to photograph and record as Gabi describes how Melinda used the truth to secure her immunity deal. Then Stefan blackmailed EJ into releasing Gabi. Nicole requires no further confirmation than Gabi's presence. "You ungrateful, vindictive bitch," EJ yells, lunging for Gabi. Rafe holds him back. Nicole lashes out at EJ before storming off. EJ begins to pursue her, but Rafe stops him, reminding out that he committed a fraud and was, at the very least, an accessory after the fact. EJ snarks that he should take it up with the district attorney's office and walks away. Outside the bar, an emotional Eric contacts Holly to let her know he's leaving town today. He pledges to pay her a visit and invite her to Paris. After hanging up, he goes inside the pub to speak with his father. He tells Roman how difficult it was to inform Nicole he was leaving. He had previously experienced a difficult parting with Jude and did not want to go through it again. Especially after having a dream last night that Jude was his and Nicole's son. He and Roman exchange an emotional goodbye. Journalists continue to photograph and record as Gabi describes how Melinda used the truth to secure her immunity deal. Then Stefan blackmailed EJ into releasing Gabi. Nicole requires no further confirmation than Gabi's presence. "You ungrateful, vindictive bitch," EJ yells, lunging for Gabi. Rafe holds him back. Nicole lashes out at EJ before storming off. EJ begins to pursue her, but Rafe stops him, reminding out that he committed a fraud and was, at the very least, an accessory after the fact. EJ snarks that he should take it up with the district attorney's office and walks away. Outside the bar, an emotional Eric contacts Holly to let her know he's leaving town today. He pledges to pay her a visit and invite her to Paris. After hanging up, he goes inside the pub to speak with his father. He tells Roman how difficult it was to inform Nicole he was leaving. He had previously experienced a difficult parting with Jude and did not want to go through it again. Especially after having a dream last night that Jude was his and Nicole's son. He and Roman exchange an emotional goodbye. Rafe confronts Gabi and Stefan in the square, demanding explanations. Stefan says they can discuss it later, but he has to speak with his wife first. Gabi promises her brother that they will come to the station tomorrow. Stefan is furious as Rafe leaves and asks his wife how she could have done this. As Bobby reads alone in his hospital room, he recalls seeing a bloodied Connie wailing in the park. He hears her reply, "I didn't mean to do it, Lee." Jada meets Rafe outside the pub. She informs him that Bobby claims to have knowledge on Lee's murder, but he asks her to return to discuss it further. Rafe scoffed. They go inside so that Rafe may tell her about the press conference. Connie walks by. At the DiMera estate, EJ holds a drink in front of Stefano's portrait. "Your son and his wife will pay for this, father. And pay dearly." After gulping his drink, EJ throws the glass and screams. Stefan reminds Gabi that they agreed to protect EJ's secret. "Why did you blow it all to hell?" At the airport, a broody Eric remembers returning Jude to Nicole. Nicole calls him. He ignores it as his plane begins to board. He turns to face his gate as Nicole hurries in, pushing a stroller. "He's yours, Eric," she explains. "You are Jude's father." According to Paul Telfer, Maggie loved Victor but also learned to tolerate his extreme moral turpitude. And I believe she can't help but see that in Xander, whether she knows or not he's Victor's son. Additionally, he comments, "I feel like people always forget that, on top of all the terrible things that Xander has done, he did save Maggie's life when she thought she had killed Adrian in that car crash drunk driving and wanted to kill herself in jail." Despite all of Zara's ups and downs, and Xander's misdeeds even after turning over a new leaf, Telfer adds, "It would take a lot, I believe, for Xander to do at this point for Maggie not to be like, yeah, but he's all right by me because he saved my life. He adores my daughter. He treats her like a deity. So, what more do you expect from a son-in-law?" That connection has been critical to Xander, therefore it stands to reason that his relationship with his surrogate mother, Maggie, as well as his inferred conflicts with his biological mother, Fiona, have been central to Xander's life in Salem since nearly the beginning. And they've been linked from the outset. It goes right back to the beginning of Xander and Sarah, Telfer recalls, because the first time I ever talked about any of this stuff was when Maggie was going through her relapse with alcohol and I had one of my first real tender scenes ever on the show. Days Xander and Maggie converse on the couch in the old Kiriakis mansion's living room. It was definitely my first, emotional session, with Suzanne, in which I discuss my horrific background, my alcoholic mother, and so forth. That was when he first opened up to Maggie, Xander's second key relationship. So, he tells me, to have it finally play out consistent with the backstory that I'd already established is really satisfying. While Telfer remains tight-lipped about how this long-awaited reunion between mother and son will unfold, Maggie will undoubtedly play an important role in the plot. And, ideally, if Xander ever needs it, she will be a source of support that his real mother may never be able to provide. Whether Xander's mother realizes it or not, she is already inextricably bound to Maggie. We'd imagine that Xander's shattered relationship with his own mother contributes to his close attachment with Maggie. In the end, that may be Fiona's only chance of ever winning her son's forgiveness. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.